Alright, so I'll try to make this one relatively brief, but more so to a point, an actual point here. Yeah, I know, with me, what a struggle that is. Problems. People don't like to talk about their problems. At least out here in the real world, it seems. I don't know. People don't talk about their motivations, desires, the way that I do. You know, the way that I want people to. Well, in prison, when shit happens, you know, say a white guy and a black guy get in a verbal argument, there's a hands-off policy, okay? And now if people start throwing down, they're both going to be taken out of there, regardless of the staff, you know, regardless of the cops. If one of the white boys puts their hands on a black guy or vice versa, they've got to go because it's just a rule in there. It's hands off. So what that leads to is when there is a fight, but verbal, the cars get involved. So everybody kind of clicks up with, if you're gang affiliated on the street, you're going to click up with your gang in prison. I was in the feds, so you got guys from all different states. So basically, everybody was pretty much divided into states, except there was also the racial divide. So we called them cars. It wasn't gangs, man. That's why we just called it cars, because the gangs were something else. But so when I first got there, I got with the guys from Michigan, joined the Michigan car. There wasn't like any responsibilities. I didn't have to put in any work. I was at a medium, but when you're at penitentiary, you know, mandatory, you're gonna stab a motherfucker. Period. This isn't killing somebody, but you know, when you're the new guy, you're on deck. You gotta put in that work. But I go off and on about that. What I'm getting to is problems. So white guy and black guy get into a verbal argument. They get the cars involved. You know, all the homies get together. You know, white guys say homies too, man. That's a fucking misconception. If people think that's just a black thing or whatever. So I'll tell a story. Try to make it quick. My buddy Coleman, he's watching TV. The TVs are kind of like up on the tier, and there's a dude standing up on the tier yelling across the unit to another guy. Man, the guy's name was Pat. I can't remember like what his nickname was. We might have called him Fat Pat. But he was a vice lord, right? Black dude. Anyway, Coleman's a white dude sitting down there watching TV. Now, Coleman's got a slick ass mouth. Me and him got in a fist fight one time, but that was between me and him. I'll tell a story about that sometime. But we were actually pretty good friends before and after that fight. Any fucking way. Fat Pat's up on the fucking tier right above the TV, yelling across the unit to somebody else. And Coleman's like, how about you shut the fuck up? Yelling up to him. How about you shut the fuck up and go over there and talk to him? So this became a big fucking thing. All the vice lords and all white boys in the unit, there's tension. There was some fucking tension. I wasn't the unit rep at the time. Actually, I've never been a unit rep. I did have the car for the white boys from Michigan for the last 2.5 years that I was at Terre Haute at the medium there. And anybody that knows me, that really fucking knows me, knows this ain't no bullshit. God, that makes me want to go off on a tangent about being out here in the world. I feel like some of them guys in prison got to know me better and seen what I was capable of. And yeah, any fucking way. So there's all this tension between the vice lords and the white boys, and about 4 of us. It was me, Chaos. I know it was me and Chaos. Fucking Drake, maybe. Anyway, Chaos was the unit rep at the time. 4 of us go up in Coleman's room with him, and we really just gave him a fucking stern talking to him. But me and Chaos had to understand that, like, even though he's my buddy and shit, if we gotta fucking piece this motherfucker up, we will. And that's what I hated about it, was like, if I gotta fucking beat the shit out of my friend, I'm obligated to, because of the situation. And what really we as the white boys wanted, and what Coleman wanted, was just a one-on-one fight. Let Coleman and Fat Pat fight it out, and that be that. But that's not a Vice Lord policy. Their policy is, if one goes, we all go. So we're not going to blow the yard up because some disrespectful words were said. Anyway, basically we all talked it out, you know. And I talked to Pat often, prior to and after this. And that's what sucked, was like there was this fucking tension. And even after everybody had their talking to, and them two had, you know, apologized or whatever the fuck. I wasn't privy to their conversation. I think that was just between them, but they didn't put hands on each other. It wasn't like that. Here's kind of what I'm getting to. And RDAP super reinforced this, instilled this in myself. If you got an issue, talk about it with somebody. If you're not clear on somebody's intentions, hey, what are you trying to get out of this? What are you going for here? Things like that. And out here in the real world, I'm noticing motherfuckers be avoiding shit. Like, or they just say one thing to your face and really don't mean it. Don't get me wrong, motherfuckers in prison did too, but the stakes were a little bit higher, you know? Them motherfucking steaks, them prime ribs. But yeah, out here the stakes ain't so fucking high. Not for what you can say, you know. I got a specific point, not point, but a specific subject I want to talk about, delve into. But we're not going to go there right now. Communication, you know. All relationships are based on communication and trust. And to have healthy relationships, you need to have a healthy amount of both. And it just seems that people don't know how to communicate. That's why I talk so goddamn much. 'Cause I'm trying to get you, or any, you know, you the viewer here, you the person I'm fucking talking to at the goddamn supermarket, you know, about nothing. I'm trying to get to show you who I am. And it's just not really a reciprocal thing, or it seems. Maybe I'm not interacting with enough people, you know? But, there's a little something. It's already 8 minutes. Well, that's half of what the fucking last long video was, so it's doing alright. But talk to people. If you got friends, talk to them about your problems. Ask them about theirs. There's a novel thing. And see, you know, are you comfortable talking about your problems? Someone like me, yeah. Fuck yeah, I'm talking. Blah, 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 you know? But when I ask people to talk about theirs, it's weird. It's weird. You know? Maybe I just need to contain it more. Everybody goes through the same struggles in life. And, yeah, maybe not everybody wants to talk about their problems. But, communication. That's that. You know, I use the prison stuff as a basis, as a foundation, you know, and pretty goddamn good communicator in there. You know, did 10 fucking years playing cards, working out, working in the factory, working in commissary, and I did it. You know, but I built fucking better relationships with people in there than I fucking have out here. You know why? Because at the end of the day, every motherfucker in there was just trying to do time. And we all had that. We all knew what it was, man. And we could talk and bullshit and play cards and work out and talk about getting out. And you know what? It's fucked up, you know. I hate to even say it, but I felt more at home than I do now. Yeah, that's fucking deep. Now, I don't want to go fucking back to prison. I just want to find that out here. Talking to my buddy at work yesterday about church, and he goes to church, a young kid, 19 years old. He's always been involved in the church, and it's like, you know, I'd love to go to church for the community and the relationships. And we were actually specifically talking about, like, well, I was talking about girls and girlfriends and trying to find a decent woman, and, you know, that's how he got talking about the church. And, you know, I was like, yeah, you know, I really wanted to go to church, but I don't believe in Jesus. I didn't say this to him. I didn't want to be off-putting, but I just don't believe that way, is what I said to him. And then we got on to what I do believe. What I'm getting at is, I don't want to have to go to church wearing a fucking mask, like, oh, Jesus this, oh, God bless. You know, I say God bless to people in public. You know why? Because they get it in their own way. I know what the fuck I'm trying to say, you know, but it's just a saying for me. And, you know, trying to shine some fucking positivity in the world. That's all. Talk about your problems. Try to communicate. Open up both ways. Ask people how they're feeling. You know, maybe do that first. And then if they're willing, then you can open up to them. Or just be like me, just be, you know. And honestly, the fucked up part is I don't really mind doing that in the moment, and then maybe it's off-putting to some, but for the few that can endure, yeah, talk about your problems with people, or do some shit like I'm doing right now, is I'm talking to my fucking self, but I'm hoping somebody's listening. Catharsis, the word of the day, boys and girls.